Welcome to Next Week News. I'm your host, Aidan, and today we're going to jump right into our new opening monologue segment, followed by the usual news reports from next week. We've got some new figures from next week's jobs report, and it's just bleak. The only two jobs you can have now are Hawk Tuah podcast and Moo Deng. Those are the only two things you can be these days. I remember when I was a kid, growing up, we used to have real jobs, like factory, or dirt. We used to have 10 billion people in Pennsylvania looking for coal. Coal! I don't know if we ever found him, but it was a job back when this country meant something to be people. These are prescription, by the way. And now we have Apple Intelligence. I remember we used to give an apple to our teachers, and they would intelligence us to be better people. We're excited to have correspondent Big Tugg back with us today for another special report. Welcome back, Tucker. What do you have for us this time?
The Riddle Man is back.
The Riddle Man?
Yes, Aidan, the Riddle Man, or at least that's what we're calling him. He has left us several riddles over this this next week, and we don't know what his motives are, but we know he's very powerful, at least 3 times as powerful as a normal man.
What? Okay. What types of riddles are we talking about here?
What has thrice your weight, but once your height, thrice your hands, and wants to fight?
I don't know, but that doesn't sound good.
Here's another horrifying one. What can watch you from the front, the back, and one side, but not the other?
Okay, that one's kind of weirdly specific. Have you considered that this Riddle Man could be like 3 guys?
No, we know he is one entity. However, we do know that he is impossibly fast. And we know that because one of the riddles he gave me, he wanted me to find the similarities of 3 different timestamp images taken within a minute. And I knew the similarity. It was all the houses I've lived in throughout my entire life.
Oh, well, that's good that you got one. But separate, regular people could do that. Do you know 3 people who might be out to get you?
Listen to this one. What sleeps in your house but never touches the floorboards? I don't know the answer to that one, but I know I can't sleep because of it.
That one could be anything. You do love your rugs. Oh, where'd he go? Tucker? He doesn't like when I joke about the rugs. We're going to be taking a look at what's going on with the economy. Now, we don't make predictions here at Next Week News. We just report what's happening from a week in the future. So, let's see how the economy is doing. Pretty good. How about you? Oh, well, I can't complain. Hanging in there, you know? Nice, same. Cool. Are there any trends, any new developments that we can report? Or, what's new with the economy? Same old. Gotcha. But is there anything going on, like, money-wise, that we can talk about? Another day, another dollar. All right. Well, it's been nice catching up with the economy. What do we do now? Talk about the weather? Oh, we're the news. We'll talk about the weather. It's the humidity you have to worry about. Okay. Some new findings will be revealed next week regarding life in ancient cultures. Historians are now able to confirm that the ancient Sumerians would have loved Steely Dan. Thanks to advances in modern forensics, we can now know for sure that Asia still would have gone incredibly hard even in 4000 BC. There are some new types of bread that'll be dropping next week. It's been a while since we've had a substantial update to our bread options, but here are 3 of the new types of breads that'll soon be available to make or purchase. First, we've got salad bread. Thanks to a long list of compositional liberties and questionable technicalities, this bread can be classified as a salad. So instead of making your unhealthy ingredients healthy by putting them in a regular salad, you can now also make a delicious sandwich with them, and it remains equally guilt-free. Second, they're inventing bone-in bread. What we do know is that these loaves of bread have at least 1 long bone through the middle of them, and sometimes a whole skeleton. What we don't know is if they were ever conscious beings in any capacity. And finally, they're making evil bread. Evil bread is sourced in a ridiculously unsustainable fashion, it's full of horrible ingredients, and every aspect of its production and distribution is full of unnecessary pain and suffering. However, the good news is that you can now frame the other breads that you would usually buy anyway as conscious alternatives to evil bread, so buying those now makes you a good person. Professional soccer leagues will be making a rare change next week to prevent players from excessively rolling around with mild injuries. An additional official will be placed on the sideline who runs out and gives any boo-boos a little kiss. Early results have shown that a little kiss is often all that's needed to get a player back on their feet, and the average stoppage time in games with this new official is already down about 30%. We have some new updates from next week on the Donald Trump and Taylor Swift situation. Trump has once again taken to his Truth Social platform to post about the artist, but this time admitting that he was able to really get into folklore, and also showing a particular interest in the way the songs Cardigan, August, and Betty tie together. This comes after this post from last week, which sparked pushback from the Swifties, who urged the former president that the depth of Taylor Swift's artistry and the intricacy of her songwriting is far greater than what may be deduced from the selection of radio-friendly pop songs to which her detractors' perspectives are often limited. The Trump campaign may need to reel back now on the candidate's Swift posting, but it is encouraging to see him explore her projects with an open mind, which may allow him to revisit her earlier works that he had previously dismissed through a new lens. The campaign may also be getting even more into Taylor Swift's discography than they're publicly letting on. This new tweet from running mate J.D. Vance hints that they may have already explored the Taylor Swift lore all the way back to Speak Now.